What's up, everyone? It's Matt Johnson, the leader of the pack, and I still have our Christmas tree up. We're a little bit slow on getting that down. But here's my message today, and here's a thought that I had, and it has to do with our minds are already made up. And we've already made up our minds about what we're going to do. And so here's what happened. This morning, I was going to go to the gym with my wife at 4:30 in the morning, and instead I woke up at 4:30. My alarm went off, and I set snooze and set the alarm back to 7. And here's why I share that with you and why it's so significant to our minds are already made up. It's because I already knew, because I had been awake since 3 o'clock, that I wasn't going to get out of bed, that I was going to sleep in till 7, because I was up. I was tired. I knew that 4:30 was going to come and I would be way too tired, and my mind was already made up. So I didn't even bother fighting this. I simply turned off my alarm. And why this is such a significant thing is because when it comes to our bodies, when it comes to what we're going to eat, a lot of the times our minds have already made up. We've already made up, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to not eat. I'm not going to lose weight. A lot of the times, our minds have already made the choices before us. And we continue to lie. We continue to tell people that, no, I'm going to eat good. No, I'm going to go to the gym. And we lie to ourselves and we lie to everyone else. And we already know in our minds that it's not going to happen. We already know that we're not going to eat good. We've given up on trying. We already know. So how many times in our lives do we continue to tell ourselves that we're going to do something and then we never do it because in our minds it's already made up? The choice has already been made up. And so the best thing for you to do is to start getting honest with yourself and start telling the truth. And for me, I was telling the truth. I'm not going to wake up. So I should have just done it a lot sooner and just switched it to a 7 because I knew I was going to wake up. So when we are honest, we can start seeing the problems that are coming up. We can start seeing, okay, well, what happened? Well, I didn't sleep very good. Sometimes there's things that are going to happen in my life that are out of my hands. I didn't choose to wake up at 3 a.m. and not be able to fall back asleep. And so we can start seeing those obstacles. And we can see what works and what doesn't work. But if you continue to lie to yourself, you continue to think, well, I just can't lose weight. Well, clean eating just isn't for me. Or vice versa, like whatever it is, we continue to tell ourselves these stories. But the reality is you just need to start telling the truth because your mind is already made up, the choices that you were going to make. And when you start being honest with yourself, you can start changing. And this is not just with your body, but again, this is with your relationships. If you start telling your spouse, telling your kids what you want, and you start telling the truth, you can start fixing the problems and the obstacles that face you. In your spirituality, start telling the truth. What is it that you really want? Maybe you don't actually believe in the religion that you're going to. Maybe you just need to start telling the truth about that. And in your business, just start telling the truth. Maybe you don't actually want a lot of money. Maybe it's just that you want something else. Maybe it's that you just want to be out of debt, and that would make you happy. Maybe it's just one small thing. So just start telling the truth so that you can remove the obstacles and problems that are in your life because your mind is already made up. You just need to say it. A lot of times we're afraid if we're going to say it that we're going to get judgment and that people are going to criticize us. But the best thing for you to do is be able to say it. Have courage and say it and tell the truth. I love you. I'm Matt Johnson, the leader of the pack. I'm out.